So, Australia got 2 more episodes than us. And it must have been some sort of reward for living in Spider Country, because they were both fucking great. And one of them was a Discord episode. And I know what you're thinking. Discord episode? Fucking great? How can this episode be fucking great? I mean, just look at the shelves in the store. They go over Discord's head, and he's like 3 times taller than ponies. Fuck, I mean, Earth ponies don't stand a chance to get anything off these top 2 shelves. At least in Flurry of Emotions, the aisles were only 3 shelves high, so a pony could easily reach the top shelf if they stood on their hind legs. But believe it or not, an episode can overcome a flaw that grievous. This is Discord's Rarity Investigates. By which I mean it shows Discord when he's detached from his purpose. Because way back in What About Discord, he ended up completing a series-long arc. But because continuity's gonna cunt, Twilight took until the season 7 premiere to actually realize that what he outright told her, like 6 whole times, might, actually be worth taking into consideration.
I thought you were joking. You are joking, right?
Thus absolving him of his arcly duties and freeing him up to be in episodes that weren't devoted to making her act like less of a twat. Even though they tried that to very little avail in season 6. But looking back, I mean, if he had played along with Spike and Big Mac and followed all the rules, that could have been very detrimental to his health. Which raises an issue in itself. So, like, chaos is some predetermined set of factors? Because I honestly can't think of anything more chaotic than changing your entire environment and turning your life upside down, or right side up as the case may be. But then I remembered some of the other oddities in the series, like how what day it is depends on when Celestia decides to raise the sun.
It's officially Tuesday morning.
And not, the clock. Or maybe Discord subsides off of relative chaos? Like, what would happen if the whole of Equestria was as Discord's home is? Would he cease to exist because he fit in too well?
Quite strange. For the first time in my life, I don't feel quite strange.
Was his bid to take over the world 1,000 years ago a Trixie-level suicide attempt? But back to the point, it's really fun to see Discord dealing with low self-confidence. And if I was super motivated to go find my analysis hat, I would probably say something like, there's an inherent level of stability in having friends, and that's not something that Discord in his nature would be allowed to feel comfortable with. This is one of the better just be yourself stories that I've ever seen. Because usually it's Fluttershy who is treated as though she needs to be corrected. Silly introvert, stop it. Can't you see how wrong you are? And we have her dynamic with Discord, who has spent his entire arc trying to fix someone who is doing friendship wrong. And we have a cameo from Pinkie Pie, who is like the queen of friendship.
And you call yourself the princess of friendship.
And all those traits get turned on their respective heads. Although that's not entirely exclusive to this episode. I mean, Pinkie Pie has had trouble understanding how introverts work since episode 1. And this exact trait played a prominent role in an episode earlier this very season.
You ruined everything all the time?
It's almost like Nick Confalone and the Foxes busted into the writer's room at the same time, yelling, I want to write an episode where Pinkie Pie almost fucks up a relationship between an introverted loner and someone with extremely powerful magic. And then they just leave saying, thank you, without actually waiting for a response. Anyway, the notion of trying to make Fluttershy comfortable is condescending and misguided. I mean, remember Scaremaster?
The truth is, I really don't want to.
You can't just force someone to be comfortable, that's an oxymoron. It won't work. It's more likely to make them more uncomfortable because they'll be able to tell you're having a bad time because of them. Or worse, they'll be like, what the fuck do you think I like? And then you'll die. Or something. Or maybe your friend will save your life because they don't want you to die because they're your friend. Because you become friends with people you have chemistry with. You like their behavioral patterns, or you like the way they interact with their surroundings. Not because you like the same shit.
I got that you really like cake.
We like each other. I'm actually pretty lukewarm about cake.
That's just a shorthand you use to learn people exist in the first place. Befriending people based solely on the stuff you like is really dangerous, because what happens if you start to disagree? Yeah, that's right, you'll fucking die. Or maybe you won't. Maybe the end of this episode wasn't meant to be directly applicable to real life. Or something. But the point remains that these assholes don't get it. Your friends like hanging out with you, not themselves in a U-shaped body. Please vote for me on Analysis Daily. I must taste sweet victory over Tricky Fox. You can watch my Hamilton video or pledge to my Patreon too. Both of those things would be nice, but really, I do want to win Analysis Daily.